Hi everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to this webinar. In this webinar, we will be learning how to create a portfolio project. Okay. Before I begin, let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Vikas Ranjan. I have 8 years of software development experience. I am currently working as a senior engineer at Coinbase. Coinbase is the world's biggest cryptocurrency trading exchange. Before Coinbase, I have worked with Zomato as a technical lead. Before Zomato, I worked with Expedia. So I have the experience of working in big MNCs also and in startups also, both Indian and US startups. So I have been associated with Geekster for more than 2 years now. And in this session, I'm going to teach you how to create a portfolio project. Let me just explain what is a portfolio project. So for example, this is something sort of a portfolio project. So basically, when you share your resume with somebody, we generally share a resume in a PDF format or a Word format, right? So that resume is just a piece of paper, just a document where you have mentioned about your skills that, okay, you know a certain thing, right? But you have not really created something in the resume. So instead of sharing your portfolio like that, you can create a portfolio like website and you can share this website. Okay. So this is, you see, is a kind of a portfolio. Okay. So here you see the like it has divided into two sections, your picture and how to navigate the different sections in this. The first section is the about section where you describe the basics about yourself, like your name, address, phone, email, all of this. Okay, your experience, like what all companies have you worked with? Okay, what was your role, from what was the duration when you worked on that? Okay. Similarly, you can mention about your education, you can mention about your projects, trainings, you can mention about your skills. So what all skills, what all technologies you already know, you can mention about these things. Okay. Then you can mention about your interests and any awards or recognition that you get, you can mention about these things. So this is a portfolio project. Okay. So basically, instead of the resume, now you can share this link wherever you host your project. You can share this link. Okay. So in this session, we will learn how to create this kind of a portfolio. At the same time, we will also learn how to deploy, how to save this code on GitHub, and how to deploy it. Okay. So for deployment, we will use Netlify. I will create a GitHub repository to upload the code, and we will create this whole project using plain HTML, CSS, mostly only HTML and CSS. For responsiveness, we will use Bootstrap, which is a CSS framework. And I don't think we have any JavaScript requirement for this one. So mostly HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap will be used. After this session, at the end of this session, I will share the GitHub repository with you and the link where it is deployed. Okay. So you all can also download the code from the repository and make changes according to you. Okay. So this is what we are going to do. Let's start now. Okay. So what I will do is I will go here in my laptop. I've created a new folder called Geekster code. Okay. Inside Geekster code, I will create a new folder for today's class. So portfolio project, and today's date is 10th of June. So this is what I've created. Okay. Portfolio project 10th of June. Now this will be my whole project folder. Okay. Let me do one thing. I will use VS Code for coding. So let me just open. So I have just opened this project from VS Code itself. Okay. Cool. So now we will start, and within this folder, I will create my first file. I am calling it index.html because this is going to be an HTML file. Okay. So my first file, the file for this kind of a project, I'm calling it index.html, or I can also give it some other name, say portfolio.html. But index is fine actually. Okay, so index.html is the file. Now in index.html, what all do we write? So let's start with the basic HTML code. I hope everybody knows about this basic HTML. Okay. So this is how the basic layout of a HTML5 looks like. This is how the HTML file, basically the basic layout or the basic structure of an HTML file is. First of all, we write doc type. Okay. Doc type HTML, which means we are telling the browser that this is a HTML file of version HTML5. Okay. So this doc type tag was introduced in HTML5. So we are telling the browser that this is an HTML5 page. Then we give the HTML link, HTML tag. We can also give the language is equal to EN, means that the language of this web page is English. You can remove this also. It is optional. Okay. So, but it is good to give because the browser knows beforehand that, okay, the language of this page is English. Then you can define the character set of your page. We are using UTF-8 character set, the default one. Then we define what is the viewport. So this line is important if you want to make a responsive website. Okay. So if you open the same page in a mobile phone, this line plays an important role. Okay. Because of this line, you can put the device width properly and the initial scale properly. Okay. And then we give the title of the document. So if we open our file now, this is how the file looks like. It is empty completely. It is completely empty what we have created. So let's edit the title and write my portfolio projects or Vikas Ranjan portfolio. Okay, I save it and I will refresh it. So see, this title is reflecting at the top. Okay, so this is how how you give a title here. If you go to flipkart.com, you will see Flipkart has a very big title, online shopping site for mobiles, electronic, furniture, grocery. So this is the title. Similarly, in our case, it is Vikas Ranjan portfolio. Okay. Now I have to create something like this, right? So we will start doing that. So all of the elements that are visible on the page, that you see on the page, all of these elements, should be added to the body tag. Okay, these will be added to the body tag. Okay. Will you provide source code after the session? Yes, I will provide source code. How can I get the code? Let the session end. After the end of the session, I will share the whole GitHub repository with you. Okay. Cool. So let's start. We have to create all of this. So we will use the body tag for this. Okay. Now inside the body tag, also for this kind of a website, right? For this kind of a website, as I said, we are going to use Bootstrap CSS. Okay. So for Bootstrap CSS, what I will do is I will just copy paste the Bootstrap CSS. Okay. So these are the code for the Bootstrap CSS. So this is Bootstrap version 7.0.5. Okay. What we can do is we can either use the Bootstrap theme. Okay. So either you can go to get bootstrap.com CSS. Okay. And from here you can get the CSS. So here there are the bootstrap. Um, these are the CDN files. Okay. So what is CDN? CDN is a place where the uh, styles are stored. Okay. It is called content delivery network. It is a server where the code is stored. Okay. So either we can just take it from this link. Okay, the CDN of Bootstrap. This is the whole Bootstrap code. Or we can if you want, you can just copy paste this and have it in your own folder. So what we can do is I will just copy paste this and use it in my own folder. Okay. So this was my folder, right? What I will do, I will create a folder called CSS, and within CSS, I will paste this. So see, this style.css file is coming here. Okay. And now if I want to use this style.css in my HTML, then I will have to import it like this. Link href is equal to CSS folder style.css. Okay. So all of these CSS can be used like this. Okay. So if you want, you can also give the type, but that is not mandatory. Okay. So it should be style sheet. So this is how I have added the Bootstrap CSS. I can give a comment here and write Bootstrap CSS imported. Cool. Now let's create this part. Okay. So this is still empty because we don't have any component here. Now what we'll do is inside the body, I will create a div. Okay. And how do we want to divide it? We divide it into two parts. One will be the left part. Okay. The left part will have an orange background, which will have all these links, photo, and these links. The right part will have the main data. Okay. So I will divide my page into similar concepts. Okay. So what we can do is, if you see there are two parts where I have divided. Okay, left part and right part. So we'll do this again. So we will create two divs. One can be the div class is equal to left part. Okay, one will be div class is equal to right part. Okay. We can also wrap all of this in a parent div. So, okay, parent container. I'm just giving some name here. Okay. And within this, I'm wrapping both of these. So this is the left part and right part now. Now we can give the style to our left part and right part. So whatever is this color, so let's see what this color is. Okay. So the color is this RGB 189 93 56. Or hex code is this. Okay. We can use in any format. So what I will do, I will go here in the CSS and I'll say left part, and left part I will give a background color of this one. Okay. I will also give it a height of 100 VH, viewport height. So basically I'm saying that the left part, okay, we will come to this why it is coming here. But see, I will also give the body some padding 0 pixel. Now I refresh. You see, this is coming like this. Basically, it is all these space is occupied by the left part. Okay. Now what we have to do, we have to say that, okay, the left part should not occupy the entire space. It should occupy only some portion. Okay. So how we will do that? So in Bootstrap, you can actually divide rows and columns. Okay. I'll create a row. This is called the grid system in Bootstrap. So now if you see, what we did was we created a row. Okay. So this is a row, and then any row in Bootstrap is usually divided into 12 columns. Okay. So I am saying the first column should have space of 2 and the second should have space of 10. So 2 plus 10 is 12. Okay. If I want to increase this width, I can make it 3 plus 9 is also 12. Okay. If I do 3 and 9, so this space will get increased and this white space will get reduced. See, the 3 space is increased, now this space is reduced. If you see now it seems to be working perfectly, right? We have got at least this part where the left column has a orange background color and the right has white. Okay, so we have what did we do? We created a container and we divided the container into 2 parts, the left part and the right part. Okay, and this has been done using the Bootstrap grid system, where you have a row and within a row you can create columns. So this is a Bootstrap class, row and column. If you are not aware of this, you can read about grid system in Bootstrap. How did you copy paste the Bootstrap code? I already showed to you the Bootstrap CDN, right? So just go to getbootstrap.com, go to getting started. So it will give you these links. Okay. If you open these links in the browser, this is the link of the Bootstrap CDN. CDN is a content delivery network. You can store your content there, static content. Okay. So all this is the CSS. You can use this one directly. Just use this link, or you can copy it like this, paste it in your CSS file. Both will work. Okay. Or you can use this link directly. Both will work. Okay. So this is my left and right part. Okay, so this is how I imported the Bootstrap file. Then I created a row, and within the row I create 2 columns. Okay, if I make this 6 by 6, then these will be divided equally. See, half is this, half is this. The total row size is 12. Okay, I am saying that first column should be of 3, second should be 9. So this will be smaller, this will be bigger. If I do first will be 8, second will be 4. See, this is bigger now, 8 by 12, the left part, orange part, and second is 4 by 12. So this left part is bigger, second part is smaller. Okay. Anyway, for our case, we will use 3 and 9. The left one should be 3, the right one will be 9. Okay. Now let's complete the left part first. Okay, the left part has all of this section. Okay. So how do we complete the left part? So in the left part, we have a picture and then we have a navigation bar. So let's create them. Okay. So I will have div class is equal to profile picture. And the second one, I am creating a navigation bar. Okay. So the options are about, experience, education, skills, interest, awards. So about, experience, education, skills, interest, awards. And inside the profile pic, we will create this section. Okay. So for the profile pic, first of all, we need an image. So if you want any image, what you can do is you can right click on the image. Just right click on the image. You have an option of open in new tab. If you click this, see the image is open in new tab. This is the JPG file of the image. So just right click on the image, click on open in new tab, and the image will open up like this. Okay. So here you get the link of the image. So we can use the same image in our case also. So what I'll do image src is equal to, I will give the path of the image. Okay. Another thing that we can do is we can download this image. So see, this is an image that I have downloaded on my system. So I will just copy this image. I will go in the code. Here I have a CSS folder and a HTML folder, right? I will create another folder for images and I will paste this image here. Okay. So now if you see in the VS Code, I have index.html, I have this image, and I have the CSS, 3 files. Okay. So what you can do is you can just download from here. Okay. And you can save it. Cool. So that is how you download. You right click on the image, click on open image in new tab, and you can just create save image as. Okay. So now if I want to use this image, what I will do is I will give the path to it. Images folder, and within images folder profile.jpg. Okay. I will give some ALT keyword which is used in accessibility. So ALT is equal to profile picture. Okay. And that's all. Now let's see how is it looking. So this is how it is looking right now. If you notice, the image is coming outside, right? And the links are also visible here. So we have to improve the styling. The styling should be something like this. So we will improve the styling now. So to the image, we will give a class profile pic image. Okay. And what we can do is we can, to the image, you can also try the CSS here. Okay. So let's try giving the CSS here only. So for the image, what we'll do, we'll give it a width of say 50%. See, it is adjusted as per the width here. So 50% width means whatever is the width of your parent. The profile pic ka width is this much from here to here. Okay, from here to here. So it is taking 50% of it. If I change it to say 70% or 80%, it will look like this. Okay, so percentage means with respect to your parent. Okay, if your parent has width 200 pixel and you give the width of 80% to the child, so it will be 80% of 200. Okay. So we can define this here in the CSS. Okay, profile pic image width should be 80%. The next thing is, if you notice, there is a border here. It has some border. Let's give this border. So the border is this one, 10 pixels solid, and then it has also given some color. So I will give this border 10 pixel is the width, solid border, and the color. So this is the color. Now when I refresh, you see that, okay, there is some border coming here also. So this has also got some border, right? So it looks similar, just that the border here is circular and the border here is a square or rectangle. Okay, so if I have to see, if you remove these tiles, the width will be big. If you remove the border, this border is gone. Now I want to make the border circular. So for that, we have to use the CSS called border radius 50%. See, as soon as we did border radius 50%, this border has now become circular. Right? So this is what we need to do. Okay. So now if you see, we have achieved some part of this, right? We have achieved some part of this. This 80% is looking very big. Let me reduce this. Okay, so this is now this big. Now, if you notice one thing here, everything is coming in the center. It is vertically also in the center. It is horizontally also in the center. So let's do these two things in this one also. So to make it in center, what we'll have to do is this left part div, we will have to give it a display flex. Okay, display flex. Then we will give it a, as soon as you give display flex, if you see, they have aligned in the same row. These are in the same line, in the same row. We don't want it to align in the same row. So we will give flex direction column. So it will align as a column, not as a row. Now we will have to make it in the center. So we will do justify content center. So see, now this is coming in the center. And to bring it in the center like this, we will use another style called align item center. So now if you see, these all items are aligned in the center. Okay, so first let's add these styles. Okay, these styles I will add to the left part container because this is the left part. Okay, so in the left part I will align these styles. Okay, the screen was zoomed in actually. Cool. So I have given these style to the left part. It is a display flex. It is a flex direction column. It is a justify content center and align item center, right? To the div of profile pic also, I will give it display flex and justify content center. So as soon as we give these two things, both of these have come in the center. Okay, so this is the simple flexbox in CSS. Okay, if you read about flexbox in CSS, you will know about these things. Okay, so if you give it a display flex, it behaves like a flex blocks. You can change the direction of items, whether you want them to arrange in a row or a column. If you want to bring them horizontally in the center and vertically in the center, then you use these two commands. So now if you see, we have done some bit of it. Okay, we have done some bit. It is the left part is sort of is a good part of it is done. Now we have to make these links. Okay, so we'll work on this part. So let's start on this. So all of these links will give it a nav link item class. Okay, we will give it a href is equal to something, any anchor tag. If you see, what happens is, if I click on about, it is on the about page. If I click on education, it is jumping to education. If I click on skills, it is jumping to skills. If I click on interest, awards, it is going to award. Interest, it is going to interest. So these have to be using an anchor tag. So that is why I have created an anchor tag, and I am giving some href is equal to hash right now. This hash I will change on later. Okay, and now let's give it the style. So nav link item, I am saying that the color should be white. Text color should be white. There should be no list style. So I don't want these bullets, the bullets that are there. Okay. I'm also saying that I want the text to have a underline under it. Okay. So now if you see, nav link item and sorry, nav link item. After a link item, it is a after this li link item, there is an anchor tag. So we have to give to the anchor tag inside nav link item. So now when we refresh, see this is how it is looking. This is how it looks. Now what we can do is we can improve the styling, improve the spacing between this whole part. What I will do, I'll just say to this, I'm giving some margin top. Okay. So margin top 20 pixel. Similarly, I can give some space between all of these. Okay. So if I can give some margin 10 pixel between all of these. See now it has some space, some gap between them. Okay. If we want them to be center aligned, what we will do is I will give it another class and say text align center. Okay. See now they are coming in aligned in the center. Okay. So this looks very similar to what we wanted to build. Okay. There are some CSS classes, like if you see here, when you hover over the item, its color changes. If you want to add these things, what we will do is we will just check what is the hover style. So if we hover over it, see the color changes to this. I will just add the same thing. I will say that, okay, on the nav link item anchor tag, if I hover over it, so on hovering over it, the color should become this. Now in our case also, if you refresh and you hover, see the color is changing. So this effect is created using the hover. So this is the normal style, and when you normally the color is this, but when you hover the color changes to this. Okay. We can also give some font weight 500. So the font is now a little thicker, and this is how it looks. Okay. So this is the section for the links that we have created, which is very similar to what we wanted to create, right? But right now, when you click on this, nothing is happening because we have not created the right part. The right part has still to be created. Okay, so we'll create the right part right now. Yeah, so if you increase the font weight to say 600, the font will become more thick. Okay, so it has become thicker now. See, I am not using Bootstrap classes right now. Okay, if I created this, I am giving the style myself. So I don't want to use only Bootstrap. And for knowing Bootstrap classes, you have to study Bootstrap. You will remember. The more you practice, the more you will remember. So these are all not Bootstrap classes. This is plain CSS. I have created this on my own. All of this style that you see, nav link item, profile pic image, left part, right part, all of this I have created. If this was Bootstrap class, I should not have defined the CSS. Okay. Any other questions, anyone? Please type your questions in the chat. Please don't raise your hand. There is a Q&A section, right? Please type your questions there. Okay. Now let's focus on this right part. How to create this right part. Okay. So that we are going to do now. This whole section we are going to create. Okay. So the right part, if you see it as the first is the about section, then is the experience section, then is the education section, then is the skill section, interest and awards. So there are 6 sections that we have to create. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's start. Okay. So inside the right part now, all of this code, if you notice, this was written in the left part. It has the profile pic and it has the navigation. Now we have to work on the right part. In the right part, let us create section class is equal to some common section. And I will give it an ID. First one, what is the difference between ID and class? So class can be duplicate. See, in this one, all of these LIs have the same class, which is nav link item. So all these LI elements have nav link item, right? So this class name is similar, it is duplicate amongst all, but ID is unique. You cannot give the same ID to different element, to multiple elements in the same page. Okay. For example, in a classroom, there can be multiple people with the same name. My name is Vikas, it is a very common name. There were multiple people with the name Vikas. But the ID, the roll number in my classroom was unique. There was no other person with the same roll number. Make sense, everyone? LI are not coming at the center because we have purposely, it is actually coming in the center. Okay. See, this one is, it's not center with respect to the profile picture, it's center with respect to this. Okay. Anyway, let's move ahead. Can we use any font? Definitely we can use a font. So I will show you how to add a font in some time. Okay. Because the font that you see here, these fonts are very different. This font is very different. So we will use the exact font. Let's continue creating the section. So the first section is the about section. So I will give ID is equal to about. Okay. I will also give it a heading saying, okay, saying my name. Okay. So I have to create 6 sections. First section is about, second is experience. Third is education. Fourth is skills. ID I'm giving in small. Then it is interest. Then it is awards. Sorry, this will also be small. And then we have awards and recognition. Okay. So created these 6 sections and all of them have the same class, common section. Now let's give this common section some styling. To the comment section, I am saying that all the sections should be very big. Okay. So I'm giving it a 90 viewport height to all the sections. I'm also giving a border to it. So a border in the bottom. If you notice here, after every section, there is a border. Then there is another section and there is another border. Okay. So minimum height is 90 pixel. Border bottom is 1 pixel solid black. Okay. Let's refresh now. See, there is this first section with Vikas Ranjan. Then there is a border. And then there is another section, experience. Then education, then skills, then interests, awards and recognition. Okay. One problem that now you will see is this left part is also moving. Here, the left part is not moving. Okay. So how to fix this? We will give this left part something called overflow hidden. Okay. One way to fix is to give this position fixed to it. And then to the right part, we will give it a okay. To the left part, we are giving a position fixed. And to the right part, we are giving a margin of 3 by 12. So it will be something more than 25%. Because the left part is occupying 3 by 12, right? So 25%. So I'm giving this at 27%. So it is coming after this part. Cool. So now if you see, when we scroll the page, the left part is not moving, only the right part is moving. Okay. Okay. Now we have created these sections for the about, for experience, for education, right? Let's also do something. So I will actually increase the min height to 100 VH. Border bottom is fine. I will also give all these styles, all these some padding. So I will give these a padding of 40 pixel minimum or 60 pixel and 20 pixel. So top and bottom will be 60 pixel. So all the sections will be like there are some gap from the top and left. Okay. See, for experience also, for education also, for skills also, all of them have a gap. Now what we want is when I click on this experience, when I click on skills, it should go to skills. When I click on awards, it should go to awards. Right now, it is always going to the top section. So how to do this part? So if you remember, we had given some IDs to all the section about experience, education, skill, interest, awards. What we have to do, we have to link these IDs to these navigation items. Okay. So these IDs to this, about should be linked to this, experience should be linked to this, education should be linked to this, something like that. So here we will give the first one about, ahref is equal to hash about. Hash is for ID, ID about. Second one should be hash experience. Third one should be hash education. Then hash skills. Then hash interest. And then hash award. Now, when you click on experience or say experience, it is taking you to experience. If you click on interest, it is taking you to interest. If you click on awards, taking you to awards. So now you see this is working perfectly fine. Right, everybody? Now the left part is done. The right part, all these sections are created. Okay. And we have to learn how to add the remaining part here. Okay, this remaining part here. So now we are going to work on the remaining part. Before that, any questions so far, any doubts, anybody so far, anything that you want to ask? Yes, this will be on YouTube also. So let's learn how to add the font file. Okay. So if you see in this page, the font is a different unique font. Okay. You will see here in the font family, it is called Syra Extra Condensed. Okay. So, and you will see that, okay, these files have been copied here in the fonts. Okay. See this. If you notice here, this is Syra Extra Condensed that we had used earlier. So I will just copy this font file and I will use in my project now. So I just copy the font file, copy paste it here. It is Syra Extra Condensed. And now when I refresh, sorry, I have to see. So as soon as I refresh, I have already given this. Okay. This style is already given, where I am saying that for all the headings, all the heading elements, the font should be Saira Extra Condensed. See, as soon as I refresh, the font changed for all of these. Right? I hope this is clear, everyone. That is the name because there is a space in the name, right? Saira space extra space condensed. So in the URL, many times when there is a space, we use a plus sign. Okay. You just have to copy the font file. You just have to add, like the way you add CSS, similarly add font is also kind of CSS. So you just, the syntax is also same. Link href is equal to this. Rel is equal to style sheet. So you just have to add the CSS of the fonts. Okay. If you like the font of any website, if you like the website of Flipkart, for example, what you can do, just right click, okay, and go to computed and see the font family. It is using a Roboto font family. This is a common font family, nothing special. But here in this file, the font is a little different than usual. Okay. So that is why we copy pasted the font file here. Okay. So this part, the font addition is also done. How you use href hashtag about and all ID. Don't, okay, everybody, one request to everyone, just be careful in the first time, okay? It is not a good practice to tell, so please explain again. Try to understand the first time only, okay? See, we created the section and every section I have given it an ID. ID means, as I said, ID is like roll number of a student. It is unique. No other student will have the same roll number. Similarly here, every section has a unique ID. The first one has an ID about, second one has an ID experience, education, skills, interests. So this is the ID. I want that when I click on education, it should go to the education. So I have to link this and this somehow. You have to link them together. You have to join them together. You have to tell it that, hey, if I click on you, go and find education ID. If I click on interest, go and find interest ID. If I click on awards, go and find awards ID. Okay. So this we have to do. Cool. So that is why to link this, we will use this ID and use it in the href. So the about one has href is equal to about. The experience one has href is equal to experience, education, skills. Okay. That is how we have linked them together. How to get the font files? If you can see, if you don't know the answer to anything, the first thing you should do is Google. Okay, so just Google Saira extra condensed font file. If you notice, this is a Google API, font.googleapis.com. Saira extra condensed font file. See, you have got so many. So you can either download the whole files like this, okay? or you can also get the either you can download from anywhere, or you can just write so whatever is whatever font you want, you can just do this font.googleapis.com/Saira plus uh, extra plus condensed. Okay. And here, if you see, there are so many options also, like the weight 500, 600, 700. So you can specify that too. If you don't give anything, it will be only Saira extra condensed. Okay, so just if you Google also, you will get this. You can download the whole family from here. Okay. Yeah, and whichever one you want, if you want, say this one, just click on this one. Okay. Okay, so click on this bar. It will give you the whole link. Okay, the exact link that you can use. Just copy paste it. Either you can download it like this, or you can just use the CDN link. Both will work. Cool. I hope this makes sense. Now we will learn how to create these details. Okay, how to add these details. Now we will learn that. So first of all, let's create the first section. Okay, it has this part, the name Vikas Ranjan. Okay, so I have to add this one. So I'll go inside the first section that we created, about section. Sorry, this here I had my name. Okay, so in the name also, if you notice, I want that, okay, surname should be different style. So I will give the surname a different style. So I'll give a style text orange right now. And this is the color. And I'll give this span class is equal to text orange. So see, this one has a different style now. I want to give it some extra padding for the first one. So in the about section, The section has to be, if it is a class, it starts with a dot. If it is an ID, it will start with a hash. So I will give it some extra padding, 120 pixels, say. Or let's give it in percentage. So I'll give 20%. Okay, so it is coming like this. If I want to decrease it, I can give 15%. That should be fine. So see, my name is coming here. Now I want to add the other details. So I want to add some address, phone number, and name, email. So I'll add this. I'll create one div. Div class is equal to personal details, or div class is equal to contact details. Okay, and here I will add 3 things. First one is an address. I will just copy the same address here. You can put your own address. Sorry, email is not copied. In this contact details, I will give it okay. Some margin I have given. So see, I will give this some margin. The first one and second one. Sorry, second and third one. Cool, yeah. So it looks like this. And now what we can also do is the third one, it has to be in orange color. So I will give it a text orange. See, now this looks very much like this. This is in orange, this is in orange. This looks very same here also, right? So we have added the name, the address, phone number, and email. Let's add this details. Okay, this is actually some text about the person. So I'll add a paragraph with the same text. Okay, and I'll give it some class is equal to profile highlight, a profile summary, and then the profile summary goes here. I give it some font weight of 700. Okay. And this is how it looks. I can also give it some more margin. So this gap I have increased. Okay. And now we want to add these icons also. Okay. So if you notice, these icons are not directly from HTML. You have to use these icons from somewhere. Okay. So these icons, you can use something called Font Awesome for these icons. If you search for Font Awesome, it is a very good plugin which you can use. You will have to include it as CSS, but it has so many icons. See, these many icons are here. Okay. View all new icons. There are so many icons here, thousands of icons you will find. And using them also is super easy. If you want to use this palette icon or binocular icon or upload icon or world icon, just have to click here and see, this is the code that you need. But before using this code, you have to import the CSS. You have to import the CSS. See, this is the Font Awesome code that you have to use. Okay. So we'll just add this Font Awesome also. So script to add Font Awesome. Okay. Now using this will be super simple. So first we have added this Font Awesome code. If you want to know how to get this code, so again you can read the documentation. Okay. Getting started. So you'll have to log in. It will give you this whole code you will get from here only. Okay. So just use this script and you will be able to use Font Awesome. Now using this is very simple. So how have we used this? So as I told you, see, this is the code. And see, it is so simple to add these. So it is a LinkedIn icon. So you have to add this code. The class will be FA LinkedIn. F for GitHub, it is this. Twitter, it is this. Facebook, it is this. Like we can just copy this also. And just paste it here. So social icons. First one is the social icon for LinkedIn. Second one is the social icon for GitHub. Third one is for Twitter. Fourth one is for Facebook. Okay. And when you refresh this, you see only this code has added it. So Facebook, GitHub, Twitter, LinkedIn, GitHub, Twitter, Facebook. LinkedIn, GitHub, Twitter, Facebook. It has added. Okay. Right now, if you click on this, nothing will happen because we have not added any redirection. We have just added a hash. Okay. And we have also added the syntax. Okay, so these things we have added here. These are some styles. Okay, because of which the background color and the color of that is sorted. Okay, and when you hover over it, also the color changes. So you can change the background color. When you hover over it, we have given the same color. If you hover over the icon, the orange color comes. Otherwise, it is black color. Okay, we have given this style here, and that is how we are able to create this part. Okay, so the first part is done. How will I know which line of code will go in CSS and which will be in HTML? I'm not sure. It feels like you don't know about HTML or CSS at all, right? What is HTML and what is CSS? Everything that you see on the page, all the element, okay, this is a section with the left part, there another section with the right part, okay, this image, these links, these text, these icons, all of these are HTML. All the elements are HTML. Okay, there are 10 people. Okay, there can be 10 different people. So the people are made of. They are made of what? They are made of cells. They are made of bones, muscles, organs. So this is HTML in your body. Cells, muscles, organs. This is your HTML. This is what you are made of. But on the outside of your body, you wear different color clothes, right? You wear different color clothes, you wear different shoes, you wear different cap, hat, you wear different makeup, different accessories. So this you do on the outside to make you look more beautiful, to make you look more presentable, to style yourself, right? So all this makeup, clothes, shoes, accessories, this is your CSS. So if you see in the HTML, we have to know HTML is the main page. Okay. It only has the element. There is an image. There is a ULLI, the links. Okay. The data of name, email, phone number, all these links. This is only in HTML. Okay. We use the CSS for styling. So all the styling code will be in the CSS. But obviously HTML is different, CSS is different, right? You are a different individual, your clothes are different. If you want to style with the clothes, you have to wear the clothes, right? You need to wear the clothes to style it. Similarly, in HTML, if I have to style it, I will have to wear the CSS. So this is how I am wearing the CSS. These lines I have to write. I am saying that, hey, use this file, CSS folder ke andar jaake style.css. Go to the style.css inside the CSS folder. So wear this CSS, wear this font, okay? So you have to tell your browser, HTML is the main page. HTML को अब चाहिए CSS, तो वो CSS को बुलाकर लाएगा. उसको पता होना चाहिए कि कौन सा CSS बुलाना है. So that is why you have to write that, okay, call this JavaScript, call some other CSS file, call another CSS file. Okay. Does it make sense? Make sense, everyone? So now we have completed the first part. The rest part is still pending, right? We have to learn now. If I click on experience, what happens? If we click on education, what happens? Okay. So I have to reach to that part. So what I will do is in the common section, I will increase the padding a little. Okay. Now let's build this experience section. The experience senior web developer in this company and some other details are there. Let's build this. So we'll go to experience and let's create this part. So inside experience, now I'll go and create a div class is equal to experience item or experience entry. Okay. Now this will have, first of all, it will have a heading. It will have two parts, a heading and the date, name of the company and the details. So for the, I create the first row, div class experience entry header. Then I create the second row, div class experience entry company name, and then I create the third one, div class is equal to experience entry details. Okay, so this is for experience. Now inside the header also, if you notice, we have two parts. This is the name and this is the date. So I'll give two parts. Div class is equal to experience entry profile, and similarly experience entry date. Okay, so this is there. Now I'm just copying this data from here. So profile is senior web developer. I will give it in an H2 because it is a heading. So H2, this is the date, March 2013 to present. This is the name of the company. I will give it in an H3 or H4. Let me try with an H3 because again, this is a heading and the remaining part I will give like this. The date and the detail I'll give like this. Okay, let's refresh and see how it is looking. So it looks fine. There are some changes that we need to do. Okay, first of all, for all the experiences, I will give it a experience entry. I will give it a margin top 40 pixel. So this will increase some gap between these two. Okay. Now what I want, that this and this should be in the same line. The date and the date March 2013 and this senior web developer. For them to be in the same line, what I will do is I will use this header because it has both of them, and this header I will have to give it a display flex. I'll create it as a flex block, flex box, and I will do justify content space between. So one will align on the left side, another one will align on the right side. So see now, this is on the left side, this is on the right side. That is what we wanted, right? And I want to now change the color of this one. So what I will just go and do here is I will give it a text orange class. See, this is done. If I want to make this also orange, I will give this also text orange. Sorry, I should give it in the H2. See, this is also orange now. Cool. So we can Okay, now it is working. Okay, so similar to this, how we have created the first experience entry. If I copy paste it 3 times, it will create me 3 roles. Okay, now we can change it later on depending on what our role, company, and all of that. So you can change it later. Okay, so the first section is done and the experience section is also done. Cool. Similar to experience section, actually, we can create the education section now. I will use the same code for the education also. So what I will do is I will just and you can just edit it like Bachelor of Technology or BTech in Computer Science. Okay, March 2011 to 2015. College name Birla Institute of Technology. See, this is in a similar way we have created the education part also. Similarly, you can create another one for your 12th if you want. So MTech in Artificial Intelligence or MTech in Data Science. Okay, 2015 to 2017. Okay, Indian Institute of Technology. Similarly, you can create that. Cool. So these 3 sections are ready for us. Okay. About experience and education. Let's understand how to add skills, interests, and awards now. So these are actually pretty easy. Again, skills is like mostly all the icons are there. Okay. So in the skill section, let's go to the skill section now. I will create a skills body. Within this, I give it, so it has a heading for programming languages and tools. And skills body, I'm giving a margin top of 60 pixels. And now I want all the icons. If you notice, again, these are icons. HTML icon, JavaScript icon, Angular icon. You can search this on HTML. See, HTML icon is on font awesome. Okay. If you search for React, you will get the React icon here. See, here is the React icon. Okay. So all the icons you will get over here. So again, we will just copy paste the code of these icons that like we did it for this part. Similarly, we'll just copy paste Because we have less time, so I'm just directly copy pasting it. I'll just show you what we are doing. See here, this is the code for HTML icon. FA HTML5, FA CSS, FA JavaScript, FA Angular, FA React. So all of these icons are here. Okay, I'm just copy pasting it for now. And when we refresh here, you see we have got all these icons, right? Similar to this part. We have got all the icons. Okay, so what did we do? We have just copy pasted all the icons, all the different icons, React, Node, Sass, Less, WordPress, Gulp, whatever you have. If you know only, suppose you know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Angular, and React and Node, not others. So you can remove the others. Just refresh. We only know these 5, 6. Okay. Now let's create the interest section. Interest is again pretty simple. You just have to write some text about yourself. The interest is again very, very simple. What I will do is I'll give it a div. Let me give it empty60. I can use this empty60 everywhere. And we will just write these data in a simple paragraph, nothing fancy in interest. It's very simple. Whatever data you want to add here, you just add in a simple paragraph. Refresh, and the interest section is also done. So about, experience, education, skills, interest, awards is remaining. Again, in the awards, it's again very simple. We have just are mentioning some awards. So what we can do is we can just go here. Sorry, div class equal to empty60. And then we can just add all these items. Okay, so Google Analytics developer, mobile website certification, some hackathon award, okay. See, this is coming like this. If you want to remove the style, you can make it. Inside award section, we go to UL LI. We say list style none. Okay, so it will remove these dots. And now if we want to add a trophy, let's try to add a trophy symbol. Like this is the trophy symbol. Similar to how we have added other icons, we will add see a trophy is added here. Okay. Similarly, we can add this trophy everywhere. And we'll give it some okay. So this awards and recognition is done. Cool. I hope this makes sense, everyone. So we are done with all the sections about experience, education, skills, interests, awards. Now it is up to you. How do you want to use this? You can add more sections. You can you can add a section for your project, or in skills only you can mention about your skills in detail, right? So all that you can do. It is up to you. Cool. So this whole application is done. Okay. It's an amazing session. Thank you, Dayan. I hope it makes sense for everybody. All of you are able to understand something. Now I will also teach you how to upload this on GitHub. So I am here on logged into GitHub. I will go to repositories and I will create a new repository. Okay, so create a new repository. The name of the repository is Portfolio Project 10 June. Okay, it is a public repository, so anybody can use it. I am not adding anything here, and I will just create the repository here. The repository is created, it is completely empty right now. Okay, now I will go here in my code base only, and I will go to the terminal. If you are using Windows, you can use command prompt. Okay, the Windows use command prompt, Linux or Mac OS use terminal. And it is already telling us what to do. Okay, so let's just do this, git init. It has initialized git, then it is telling us to add all the files that we have added. So git add all the files, git commit some message. So all the files for portfolio project, this message you will get. Okay, git create a branch, create the origin. So you have to point. See how, if I want to push from here, I want it to reflect here on this URL. So I will have to link this URL to my Mac terminal. So that is why I did git remote add origin and the path to the repository. And finally, I will do push. So all the commands I'm just copying from here. I have pushed. It says okay. It is not allowing me to push right now. I think I need an access token. So go to developer settings, go to access token, create an access token. Token name, I'll just give a token name. $90 days expiration. I am the owner. Okay, I have to add a classic token. My token 10 June, 90 days. I will give it all the permissions quickly. Okay, I'll stop sharing for a while because the token is confidential. So I'll just stop sharing. I have generated the token. I have copied the token. Okay. So basically you have, while remote origin, actually we had to give this. So git remote set URL origin and HTTPS, you have to give your access token, which is visible to you right now. And then just the portfolio name and all the details. And now if I do git push, see it is working. So the git push is done. When I refresh, you will see all the files here. So all of you, this is the link to the project. I have just sent it to all of you. I hope you have got in the chat. Okay, so the GitHub repository I have shared. This is the link. Okay. Meeting you will get most of you will get. Okay. And now we will deploy it also. Let's deploy it quickly. Before the deployment part, let me just tell you about Geekster a little. Okay, so all of you already know this session was organized by Geekster. I have been an educator at Geekster for more than 2 years now. At Geekster, you can build your dream career in technology. So we help you with that. And how we help you is by giving you training for the best product-based companies. We train you in different technologies and you are being trained by top industry experts. So like I have been in the industry for 8 years. I have worked for some of the top companies. I already told you Coinbase, Zomato, Expedia. The other educators are also working with or have worked with other companies in the past, like they have worked with Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Atlassian, all these top companies, Uber. Okay, so till now, our students have been hired by 400 plus companies. There is 100% job assurance on the completion of the course. So you have to complete the course. So far, the average salary of Geekster students has been 8.2 LPA. Okay, which is a very, very good salary compared to normal industry standards. And the highest salary has been 33 LPA. These are some of the partner companies of Geekster where our students have got placed. So usually our courses can be from anywhere between 3 to 7 months. Okay, we have the courses which is designed for people who don't know coding at all. So even if you are a complete fresher, you don't know coding, you can join the course and you can learn coding. Okay, we have different batches, different technologies, like we teach web development. We have different courses for fundamentals where we teach data structure, Java. We have a different course for front end. Okay, and then we have a different course for back end, and you have a full stack course which have all of these combined. Okay, so the major course is the full stack developer course, which has the 100% job assurance. So one is the fundamental course for full stack web development. One is a advanced web development course. Okay. If you want to do everything, then you need to give about 10 months to it. Okay. So if you want to know more about this, you can go to courses and full stack web development. Okay. So the details of the program is this. We also have 100% assurance. I told you that there is a salary commitment of, if you complete 5 modules, we commit that we will give you you will at least get a job of 3 LPA plus. If you complete the whole course, we commit that you will get a job of at least 5 LPA. Okay. The entire course will run for 10 months. Okay. But if you complete 5 modules, it will take about 4 to 5 months, 4 months usually. The next batch starts on 20th June. Usually the classes are between 8 to 10:30. Okay. And you also need to give some more time from your side to practice and self-study. So there is about a 5 hours commitment that we want from you every day. Okay. All the other details of the programs are here. Okay. The curriculum is also mentioned. What all do we teach? So it's coding fundamentals, data structures, front end. Okay. Web fundamental, JavaScript, React, all the topics are also given. So we are totally transparent. You know exactly what you are going to study. Backend, maybe we'll study Node.js. We'll create a project and then advanced data structure. So all of this is already given over here. Okay. These are some of our alumni, our students who have got placed through Geekster. You can read more about them. You can also visit their LinkedIn profile. You can reach out to them so that you are sure that, okay, these are actual students, not some paid actors, right? These are a list of our educators and mentors, people who teach you. So you can see my name over here. There's Archit, who works for Salesforce. Shubh works for Atlassian. Rajneesh is working with Google. So there are people from many companies and many top companies, right? So you will get all of these details here. This is the certificate that you will get after you have completed the course. Okay. So just visit the geekster.in website, okay, and you will learn about a lot of these important things. Cool. Let's switch back to the project. So we had completed the project, right? I have already deployed it on GitHub, and I have shared the GitHub link with you. Now let's learn how to deploy it. Okay. So for deploying, we will use something called Netlify, not Netflix. So Netlify is a place where you can deploy your code. I have logged in through GitHub. I am here already. It's pretty easy. I will just click on add a new site, import an existing project, import it from GitHub. Okay, it authorized my GitHub. Now it is asking which project. So I will tell portfolio project 10 June. So I will search for So okay, I will search for my repository portfolio project 10 June. I will save it. So this project I have selected from GitHub directly. I will deploy the main branch and I'll just click on deploy site. It was super easy. You will get the recording of this session, everyone. This session will also get uploaded on YouTube. If you just go to this link, you will see the website. So this is where it is deployed. So I'm sharing this link also with all of you. Okay, so I have shared the GitHub repository as well as the Netlify link. Okay, so Netlify, you can just connect it with GitHub. You can choose the repository which you want to deploy and it will deploy automatically. Does it make sense, everyone? Okay, Balaji, it was good. You learned new things. I'm very happy. Diane Hassan, I was initially confused, but later you solved all my confusion. Thank you so much. Cool, great. Okay, thank you, everyone. Just keep visiting Geekster.in website for any more information. Okay, let's connect again. Reach out to you if you just want, if you're interested in the courses, just go to Geekster.in and you can register yourself from the website itself and our team will contact you. Cool. Thank you for attending, everybody. Bye-bye.